5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hope the runners show off a great run. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully they don't get too bad of RNG.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot to talk about here, but we have a lot of time. This category is going to take about 1 hour 40 minutes. The first stage is Wild Canyon. Tommy with a 3-piece. Deku with a 3-piece.
Let's go. Game.
These are brilliant sets so far. Tommy getting a better final piece than Deku. Deku's got a piece you probably see a lot. That enemy right there, that's a very far away piece too. And there's so much to talk about, but we'll definitely be seeing that piece 2 a bit more. And so they've got very similar times for the first level. And so you can see the timers right now. They're advancing for a lot more than just the game. They're also advancing for the result screens. We're using a different timing method in the hunting categories. So that deaths and restarts are also timed, as well as pauses and menuing. And also the result screens are timed too.
This is true. Deku going sicko mode with this set right here.
Deku just got a 14. So he's on amazing pace. He's got a 17 and a 14.
Meanwhile, Tommy gets suspended seal. You hate to see this piece. One of the worst pieces, and when it's piece 2, it can't be avoided.
And so this, what he's got now is a 3-piece. Maybe he could have seen this. We should probably talk about 3 pieces now. Do you want to go with drywall?
Sure. So free pieces are either a piece 2 or a piece 3 that you see when you're on the piece that is not active, so the radar doesn't ping for it. And so when you get it, it is a free piece. That's
yeah, you have to spot them with your eyes rather than with the radar. And they're always incredibly beneficial because the game intends you to only collect 1 piece at a time. So if you collect like a bonus piece, then you're kind of doing the whole thing while only collecting 2 pieces, and then just getting the other one on your way because you noticed it.
Deku not getting as good of as his first 2 sets there, but Tommy also having a little bit of a wild canyon. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little bit of a wild canyon.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are special about Wild Canyon. It's an incredibly short stage. Between stages, there's only about 19.5 seconds of waiting, like from when like the timer stops in one to when it starts again in the next. Deku missed a 3-piece!
No!
This is a 3-piece!
This is so sad for the Deku fan base.
And so yeah, so 19.5 seconds, and some people will tell you at Still Encryptic that 19.5 seconds is about how long a Wild Canyon should take. So literally half of Wild Canyon is downtime. The stage just goes by so fast. If you have a set that takes longer than 20 seconds, you can probably call it bad RNG, which is insane.
Yeah. Back in my day, I don't think a 20 would be considered bad RNG, but now with all the free piece checks becoming more standardized, you can surely get times that are around 20 or sub 20 more than half of the time.
Yeah, and there's so many free pieces in Wild Canyon. Tommy got near the 6 pillars for a P2, and then got arrow pointing to the right. He just glided straight to it. I don't think he saw it right away. He radar read that.
Let's go, Tommy.
Yeah, so there's a set of hints for each piece. There's 3 hints for each piece, and typically by reading the first hint, you then know where your piece is. So for example, Deku has, inside the statue storage area, there's only one place that can be, and it's right here. But if you're really good, then you don't need a hint. You can just, if your radar is already pinging, so it isn't just blank, then you can just tell where it is if you're experienced enough and the ping is unique enough, because it goes from nothing to green to yellow to red and then to exclamation mark. And so Tommy played that very well to get 2 pieces consecutively so quickly.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty good at radar reading after so much time, and he sees this free piece apparently.
Yeah, Tommy is also a long-time world record holder of the Wild Canyon X20, because as well as the Knuckles Centurion, each fifth of it, each stage, is its own category, which are even more competitive, really, because you get to optimize them more.
This is awesome. I had something I was going to bring up, but then I forgot it. Amazing.
Yeah. There's just so much going on. The stage is coming so fast. Every 40 seconds, another stage is passed.
Give me, I'm gonna try to remember this for a little bit.
And so another thing that's special about Wild Canyon is the amount of free pieces. Because there are no pieces in the game, well, in Wild Canyon, that require the dig upgrade. There are none that are in the ground. So that means there's just a million that are just out in the open that you're able to see. Every other stage we'll come across has dig pieces, so it's unmatched in Wild Canyon. And also Wild Canyon is such a small stage, this has one of the highest skill ceilings out of any hunting stage. It's so difficult to be the best at it.
True, and that actually segues really well into what I was going to say that I remembered. So, you may notice that when they are drilling into the ground, they are not digging. And they do this by starting out by before doing the run, they set up an upgrade remover, which is a tool on PC where you can just remove whatever upgrade you want, add whatever upgrade you want, and so they remove, the only upgrade they remove is the dig claw, so that way you go into Pumpkin Hill and grab them. So this is now the optimal route, is to start with no dig claws in Wild Canyon and then go wherever you want, really, but it used to be going left to right, because there was no consensus on whether upgrade remove was allowed, so it would just make sense to start on the left and move to the right.
Real quick, it's segue, not second. Segue, whatever you call it.
Sad.
So yeah, you won't be able to see really these slope boosts, that you call them, in any other stage, which is another thing that makes Wild Canyon unique. It is a very unique stage, especially with this wind tunnel you've got in the middle. It's pretty hard to master the wind tunnel. It's really weird the way that it works with like hover frames and such. And if you caught Tommy then, Knuckles on Tommy's screen had a weird running animation. The drill drive, it was on such a slope. The boost that Knuckles got was so fast, it put him in an animation you normally only see when he has speed shoes. And so he's just running incredibly fast. And yeah, that's what you totally can do in Wild Canyon.
Slow boosts are pretty awesome. Very overpowered. Unfortunately, you can't do them in most stages due to requiring the dig upgrade, and most stages also don't have floor, which is non-diggable. There are tiny instances you can do it in Pumpkin Hill, but you don't gain much speed off of it, since they're just tiny little slopes.
Yes!
And
there's also really nowhere to go from them, since they usually hang off of ledges.
Yeah, Wild Canyon is so incredibly fast-paced. It's cool that there's two runners here as well, so there's always something happening. Deku has got this free piece again, and he's got that so often. It's by a tall pillar, it's called. So yeah, all of these runners know every piece in the stage, and there is about 100 in every stage. And so that's, we'll see here, we'll see up to 500 pieces across the whole thing.
Fun fact about...
Sorry.
Yes!
Go on.
I was gonna say, so there's 900 overall, like, around, because there's 4 each stages.
Yeah, fun fact, not really pertaining to this category though, is that the stage with the most pieces is Security Hall. Pretty cool stage.
Yeah, and I want to talk about more about Wild Canyon than General Knuckles thing, so I'll save.
Yeah, I understand.
Just because this is such a cool stage, and it's happening so fast. Proceeds to not talk about it. Tommy, wow! So he got a 3-piece 3 on his way to, on the head. He had, over a tall pillar, piece 3. So he was able to glide straight through it, and just 2 seconds later then he had his piece 1.
Yeah, some of the placement in Wild Canyon is quite strange. Like, even for piece 2s and piece 3s, you could get a piece 2 and then immediately have a yellow pink for piece 3.
is definitely because of just how cramped the stage is. I'll talk more about the algorithm later.
And looks like Deku has a pretty sizable lead on Tommy, about almost a whole Wild Canyon right now.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even pay attention to that. So yeah, that would suggest about a 20-second lead. Another free piece for Deku. I feel like he's got that twice in a row. At least I've seen it on these screens twice in a row. Maybe it was Tommy.
I feel like Deku has been getting pretty lucky in this tournament, not gonna lie.
Yeah, the amount of... I don't know if it's just because it's Wild Canyon, but the amount of free pieces we're seeing is crazy across both runners.
Tommy unfortunately getting a 32, you hate to see that.
Yeah, that is one thing about grinding Knuckles. Sorry, about grinding Wild Canyon. Just because it's so short, you want to constantly get like 20-second times and then just chip away at it by getting like a 19 here, like a 17 there. If you then go ahead and get a 28, it's like, oh well, runs over.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I did grind this for a little while back in the day, and it was very, very hard, if not near impossible, to actually sustain a good run from the start to the end. It's very, very difficult. Well, it's all up to the RNG, but just continually getting good RNG over and over again is a pretty rare thing.
So I misspoke earlier, it's Deku that's in the lead, not Tommy. And it's by a good 40 seconds now.
Yeah, Deku's scooting. Wonder what time he'll get. I don't know what the world record is in 2.5, but this probably isn't it. Just curious to how close it is to world record.
Yeah, we've recently changed timing method. We used to use RTA, but it's just a little bit unfair considering this is a PC game. So we now use Locus. And the RTA world record is 12.4x. Okay, just on Deku's screen, you could see then he was really struggling to collect that piece. That piece has a tiny hitbox. So every piece in the game has, like, its actual size, its physical size varies. It's different for each one. Like, it's specifically set for each one, it's not a blanket thing. And that particular one, it's really small. And there's a hint right next to it, and so we accidentally read the hint next to it, which lost some time.
Truly a Dry Lagoon reference.
This is a Dry Lagoon reference. Dry Lagoon is pretty notorious for having small boxes. And there is one piece in Mad Space that has a hitbox so incredibly large it engulfs 3 entire platforms that aren't even near each other.
Yeah.
And so you just dig one of the other ones.
Another fun hitbox fact in Wild Canyon, since I doubt we'll see it, is under the elbow.
Yeah. This
piece is extremely hard to get. I think you can get it from gliding into it, but the most common way I see people getting it is punching it.
Yeah, I don't think you can physically walk into it. Like, you'll literally be able to see Knuckles' head inside of it, but it won't register because the actual size of it is just too small.
Thank you, programming. Thank you, Onbot,
Clip
for
from Deku.
Yeah, he got the
filler clip.
Love to see it. Unfortunately, you hate to see it go into on a railway because you hate that piece.
Runners are kind of closed up here. They're really close again.
Yeah. Deku got a few bad Wild Canyons, and that's just putting them closer to Tommy now.
Yeah, in that last alone, Tommy made 11 seconds.
Yeah. To be fair though, Tommy does have a little extra on his 2.5 timer for some reason though, so he is slightly less close than it looks.
Maybe it's loads. How did Deku... So there's so many free pieces you can see when you go over to that 3x section. I struggle so much, but Deku managed to catch over to both the face. And so that salvaged a really bad set. He still got a 23, but that's really the best case scenario. It would have been horrible if he didn't get that.
Do you know if...
just behind coming out of Wild Canyon. 20 stages done.
Let's go. I was wondering, do you know if... What was the piece? I completely forgot the piece. I completely forgot my question. This is awesome.
The hitbox piece?
No, the piece that, he saw... orbiting around the face. Do you know if that is on a global cycle or if it's like on a
Local.
level cycle? Okay.
Every moving piece is on a local cycle.
Okay, cool, thanks. Because I never seem to see it either.
Yeah. So anyway, we're now in our next stage, Pumpkin Hill, and what you saw both of them do was collect the dig upgrade at the start of it. So now they both have the dig, and this level is a lot less action-packed than Wild Canyon, to be fair.
This is just glide around to get to your piece simulator, to be honest. There are a couple free piece checks, but not nearly as many.
Check out where Deku's going, we're gonna see this a lot. This is called Kingdom Hill.
Terrible piece. From almost any location.
And with that, Tommy's ahead, I think. Oh no, he's actually a little bit behind because I guess load times or something. I don't know. Oh, maybe he just because of syncing or something with the streams. So yeah, we're out from this action-packed stage, and we are into Pumpkin Hill, which is significantly less action-packed. Because there is a lot of gliding between everywhere. It's a lot bigger of a stage. There's 3 main parts of it. And that's the 3 mountains. You've got Pumpkin Mountain, where Deku is at right now. You've got Church Mountain, and you've got Ghost Train Mountain. And so in a very typical set, you'll have one piece in each mountain.
One thing I was going to note is that for the first piece Tommy got in this set that he's currently on, you may have noticed that it said King of the Hill, but it was in a different location than the King of the Hill that Deku had previously got. This is because hints can vary on their location depending on which piece they are, meaning piece 1, piece 2, piece 3. For some reason they have a lot of ambiguous hints, but some of them are not ambiguous based on their piece number, it's just ambiguous on their name.
Wow, Deku 3-piece!
Deku!
Yo. Wow, 3 pieces in Pumpkin Hill are pretty hard to come by. So this wasn't a case of an ambiguous piece. There's 2 forgotten huts. He went to the one over on Church. It wasn't there. He took the rocket anyway, and he saw Endless Journey, which is incredible.
Yeah, Pumpkin
and that's
Hill
a 28-second set. Wow.
Let's go, Deku! Unfortunately, looks like Tommy got King of the Hill.
Yes!
So yeah, average time for this is probably like 35 seconds at top level.
Man, if you talk to Cryptic, he'll be like sub 30 or something. That guy's strange.
Generally... Oh, Deku got another 3-piece. He got Angel's Ring. He panned the camera to be able to see it as he was going on the rocket. And so he saw it. He's getting pretty lucky with these Church 3-pieces. Starlight Pumpkin, this is another ambiguous hint. There's 2 pumpkins off in the distance, the one in front of Deku right now, and then one off to his left. Which one is he going to go to? He's going to go to... He doesn't know. He's reading a hint. So he's going to the right one. That's smart. You can discern them from the second hint, but that's not typically quite slow. But if he had enough time to be able to do that, that's good awareness.
Pumpkin Hill does have a lot of punishing ambiguous pieces if you don't read the hints.
Yes!
Like, a specifically bad one is... I'm being cringe. I completely forgot the name. The Tombstone piece.
When you do something bad.
Yeah, when you do something bad. That one is just brutal. Because it feels like it's always the one you check second, and they're like 10 seconds of gliding apart, so that's pretty bad if you check the wrong one first. And it's usually around a 50-50.
Tommy getting a gravity drill drive from the rocket just then. So when you let go of a rocket, typically from a rocket you'll get more height than you need, so you then want to drill drive down, and to do so you need to press A first to go into the free fall animation or whatever the lingo is. And but if you do that, like within the first few frames of letting go of the rocket, then you maintain a different gravity angle than normal because of like letting go of the rocket, and the drill drive will take you above the speed threshold necessary to keep skewed gravity, and so you'll perform a gravity drill where you'll go to the side, like diagonally a little, and it'll take you to your destination faster, which is really cool.
Yeah, in like a perfect world, almost every one of the almost all the rocket trips would end in one, but unfortunately they're pretty hard to execute. And
Yeah, you don't have many frames.
Deku did get another free piece on top of the dangerous material.
Yeah, this one's a really, like, free piece. It's very easy to see. It's just there, and it's very close to spawn.
It's like Tommy did guess the ambiguous piece correctly, so that's good for him.
You want to talk about NG and NG plus difference?
Sure. So, you may notice that there are some pieces, piece 3s in particular, that you may not have ever seen before, and this is because as they are entering the stage where they already have the Dig Claws upgrade, they are getting pieces that would not spawn your first time into the level. For some reason, well, because of the Dig Claws in particular, if you enter the level without the Dig Claws, it forces a piece 3 that is diggable, so you have to actually have the Dig Claws to complete the level. But once you have the Dig Claws, it'll give you any piece, just any piece that is possible in the level. So for piece 3, there'll be ones out in midair, on trains, etc. But for story style, you will only ever get the dig pieces unless you actually reset after getting the upgrade.
There are 32 possible piece 3s in every stage. 16 of them have a dig flag, 16 of them do not have a dig flag. And yeah, it's just as Drywall said, if you went to the stage without the dig, you explicitly cannot get any of the ones that do not have the dig flag. But that is not apparent for the rest of this. I'll explain. Deku again with a free piece. He is from the school of Stolen Cryptic.
He really is. Him and Cryptic are best buddies.
I've been pretty, oblivious to all recent developments, but I'm pretty confident that this stage has really been pushed.
Yeah.
With like various free-piece checks and confirmed sets.
Absolutely. I know that Cryptic has been trying to do that for the last stages, but I think that Pumpkin Hill is the ones he has had most of his impact on.
Oh yeah,
Not
confirmed sets.
Confirmed sets?
I've pumpkin so many times. There you go. Okay.
Oh, I assumed they were asking about a piece going to Pumpkin Mountain or something. Obviously, I shouldn't have assumed that.
Deck is screwing up a touch. So screwing up isn't that common, I suppose, in, like, when you get to the top level of, like, the hunting categories. When you get to the very top, it does come a lot about RNG, but also, about just general movement. You typically avoid mistakes, and it's just about, like, how crisp can you get your movement, because just the hunting characters are so amazing to move. They're so, like, incredibly well programmed and able for speedrunning.
I concur. I really love the hunted character's movement in this game. It certainly, at least in my opinion, is much better than the hunting character movement in SA1. Well, just Knuckles, there was.
Yeah, it's not comparable, really. And so yeah, another thing that really comes into getting good times for top runners is confirmed sets. And I'm going to give you some facts. So this game is funny.
No way.
So we thought it was totally random for what pieces you get when you enter a stage. Completely random. Turns out that's not true. When you enter a stage, so when you get the whole Pumpkin Hill, find 3 pieces of the Master Emerald, when you get that text when you enter a stage, there are specifically 1,024 different piece layouts you could get. No more, no less. And it all depends on how many frames have passed since you booted up the game. And it all operates on a cycle. This game is 60 frames per second, so 1,024 frames is just over 17 seconds. So this is a 17 second cycle pretty much, that you go through every single set. And there's 100 pieces in each stage, and it works out at something ridiculous, like 10,000 possible sets that you can get. That's a very obscure number. I'm probably a few thousand off. There's about 10,000 for each. And so that means 90% of possible sets you know you cannot have if you've just loaded into the stage. And so you can know things like, oh, with this piece 1 and this piece 2, there's only 2 possible piece 3s this could be. Like, if this were any other moment, there would be 16 possible piece 3s, but because I know what the 1024 sets are, it's actually only 2. And then you can, if you wanted to, if you were really smart, you could just check for them. You don't need a hint, you just check for the both of them. And you can do this for all 1024 of them. And so this game can go far, like these categories can. And so this is where top runners save some time as well. Just knowing a lot of stuff like this.
Another thing that strays from this a little is that you know how there are the 10,000 odd total sets? If you restart, so you enter the stage, the first time you enter the stage you're always fixed to one of the 1024 base sets, but if you restart the stage, it just rolls a different amount of 1024 sets, and so confirmed sets no longer become confirmed anymore.
That's true, yeah. You are open to getting any possible set if you restart. A couple factors go into it, and it opens up being all of them.
Truly the video game of all time.
I think we might see some more confirmed sets in Aquatic Mine. I think both Deku and Tommy are at the top of this, so know quite a few confirmed sets. Cryptic and Deku and Tommy are really pioneering confirmed sets at the moment because they're right at the top of it. And so you then get other people around the hunting community like Savok and Yanimatix who can also list off some confirmed sets to you right now if you ask them.
And
Deku getting a horrible piece.
yeah, you hate to see wander around in a circle. It takes forever to spawn and you have to manually make it spawn.
Yeah, Deku was just putting on the sunglasses just to hang out for a bit. All he could do was wait.
Yeah.
Yes!
Fortunately, didn't get the version of wander around in a circle where you can just hang on the wall and repeatedly dig until the piece spawns inside of you.
Also, we are 33 splits into an incredibly random category, and we're even. We're dead even.
Let's go. Thank you
That's
for
crazy.
confirming that.
I'm not getting too bored of the game music, by the way. That is one thing. You just hear the same the same song 20 times. That's actually one of the, like a drawback of Wild Canyon. I don't really like Wild Canyon's song anyway, and you gotta hear like the first 20 seconds of it only. My god,
Yeah.
this sucks. And so what a lot of people do, so yeah, you go.
Yeah, so fortunately, if you're not inside of a tournament setting or like a marathon setting or any setting where you're required to play the game music, you could just turn off the ADX files provided you're on the PC version, play your own music on top of it, so that way you can have an actual playlist instead of 20 seconds of a stage song over and over again. You could also change the ADX as well, but you're still going to hear the first 20 seconds of it over and over again.
Deku getting, when you do something bad, he's really hoping for the one that he wants here. He's going to the one on Go Straight and he gets it. I think this piece is actually a little more troll in New Game, where you only have available to you half of the piece 3s, just the ones that are dig. Because both the one you do something bad's are dig pieces, so you can both get them in story style. And just because of where the available pieces are on the map, it's actually more likely story style that you have either of them. When you're playing NG Plus style, you're more able to predict which one you have. I'll actually talk more about that later. I'll remember this. I'll remember to mention this while I talk about it later.
Let's go. Now, I see that Tommy did opt to take Skull March the Spot, which I believe is a quite notable, unsatisfactory piece, and he is going to be getting that time about like almost 10 seconds over like the average. So that's unfortunate.
よし見つけたぜ
Not much to say when both of them are in the screen, the result screen at the same time though.
Yeah, we can just comment on how incredibly synced they are. Like, this is ridiculous. I think Deku's about 2 seconds behind. Deku getting double containers. This is the only piece in this level where there are 3 of them. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. And they're all on different mountains. It's horrible. And Deku's getting incredibly unlucky. It's in the 3rd place it's looking. It's the one on Pumpkin. This is probably the worst piece in the level.
Oh, we get the speed shoe though!
You do get the speed shoes though, but he's not going to be using it at all. And no, he's got another ambiguous piece, and he's gone to the wrong one again! And he's got to go low. So this is the ghost. Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so this ghost is very interestingly programmed. If you just approach it from like level height, it will despawn. It will fall down through the mountain, just kind of hang out below the stage a little, and then despawn and respawn. So that process takes about like 10 to 15 seconds. So you want to approach it by going low and then drill driving down and being pushed up by the wind. And if you do that at the right time, you can consistently make it not fall down through the mountain.
Yeah, it's something to do. Wow, Tommy, 3-piece! That was a confirmed set! Oh no, wait, no, maybe it wasn't. Maybe just saw it. Actually. Did he? I don't know. One or the other, and he's getting a 30. Meanwhile, Deku a minute ago got a 50 because he had 3 ambiguous pieces all in the same set, and and it was always the furthest away one. Okay, maybe I was a bit too early to call. That was incredible from Tommy. I didn't see that coming.
Deku having some.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say Tommy's taking a bit of a lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
When scores from Tommy, do you want to talk about the fabled check that you can do?
Fabled twin skulls check. Jeez, so in story style, you enter the stage, you walk up and get the upgrade. And while you're in the upgrade, if you really want to, I would not recommend this. You can wait in the upgrade and wait for the camera to circle around, and you can view twin skulls without losing any in-game time. You could also, just turn the camera to look for it, but you can do it without losing any time for questionable ethics.
Yeah, you don't say it. It's just a skill-free way of doing it, and it loses real time. Yeah. Tommy, cold iron bars.
No way! Tommy would never get cold iron bars.
Laughing into tears. Is this? Pray for it. It's the IL set. He got the IL set.
Okay, Tommy.
23.
Let's go.
Okay, so of course, there's 1,024 sets, and we know all of them, so we're able to pick a best one, and Tommy just got it. That's incredible.
Aquatic Mind. Smile.
Oh, Aquatic Mind, next stage. So this is another really cool stage, really action-packed stage. And Tommy already starting off with a really good piece 1, a terrible piece 2. He could hardly go further away, and now a monitor clip to get into Ghost Room to collect his 3rd piece, which is ambiguous. This can be in 2 places under the weight, and he got it first try. A 26 Aquatic Mine. So Aquatic Mine is pretty volatile, really.
Yeah, extremely.
It's hard to pinpoint what a good time is in Aquatic Mine, because you can just get so many things. This is where we really start to get to the volatile stages. Wow, it's just synced movement.
Yeah.
That's crazy. With a pair of skulls wearing tires, that's like a really rare piece actually, that Deku has got. Already into a green ping, so it's surely in Ghost Room. It is. I actually probably would have just gone straight for it. He's done well to not get spooked by a ghost, Deku has.
Tommy managed to get wooden box on a steel beam, but he also got moving back and forth on the tracks. So it averaged out to a decent set. You hate wooden box on a steel beam. It's very long. It takes very long to get to it, and you have to do climbing most of the time, at least for the back one.
Yeah, I almost prefer getting the back one because at least the climbing is a bit easier.
Yeah, the slope
Trying
jump
to walk,
is a little hard.
walking up the slope is tough. They really don't do you any favours, the devs. But what we did see at the start of this was Tommy resetting within the first 2 seconds of the stage. And that's because, quite right, there's another stage that is quite cramped, just like Bar Canyon.
Oh no. Deku clipped into Ghost Room when the piece was upstairs. Unfortunately.
No! Doing a really cool wall run to try and get to this.
Yeah, you may have noticed that there are wall runs in Aquatic Mine.
Yeah, we'll see that a lot. They're really cool. The signs that hang about are perfect for you to jump onto it and then punch. And because wall running in this game is intended, if you can run from a slope to a wall with speed, you will just stick to it. This is a feature. This is intended. And so if you can do that in ways that maybe aren't so intended, such as jumping onto a sign and then punching to maintain speed, you can just get on the wall.
Quite a snazzy trick for a low amount of effort.
Yeah. And so I was going to talk about Tommy resetting within the first 2 seconds. Cramp stage. And so if you don't get a ping within the first 2 seconds, then your piece 1 is bad. It's really far away. It's either in the ghost room or is in the brick room. And so it is favourable to just reset. And you actually don't have much choice. You cannot reset earlier than about 1.8 on the timer. This is just a thing inbuilt into the game. It's so that the display at the start where it says Aquatic Mine and 3 Master of Pieces, it's so that can fade away fully before you're allowed to pause. Deku has no idea where he's going. Has he read a hint?
I do not think so.
Oh, he got in the skull fence, and that's an ambiguous hint. It's in one of those 2 skull fence areas, and he just couldn't tell from the live room where it was.
Unfortunate for Deku. Oh, left eye on the jumbo face. Let's see if Tommy does the wall run. He does the wall run and the dig, and he hits it! Let's go, Tommy!
And back and forth on the tracks.
Yo, gaming.
Dude, that sideways drill drive is so impressive. It's like not too hard to run up to there, but to then do the inputs quickly enough to actually get it all off is tough.
It really is, especially since there's such a small space you can dig where you'll actually grab the piece in.
Yeah, because when you dig, it takes you down pretty much. Like well, just because gravity shenanigans, if you don't drill really soon after the jump, then you can just go further down than you were meant to do, and so either you'll miss it or you won't dig at all, you'll just go towards the ground.
You may have also noticed that Tommy just glided, whatever, and dug underwater. Do you want to explain that, Drum?
Oh, yeah, sure. So yeah, another cool feature by the game that is not a feature. Underwater gliding. If you... well, there's actually a couple ways to do it. So I'm not quite sure what the all-encompassing term for how to do it is. But say if you're gliding into a body of water, like if you're almost getting up to it, if you start gliding while holding B, so gliding is A, if you then drill drive with B and then keep it pressed and press A to glide, and so now you keep both held, you are holding A and B at the same time, you just enter that body of water and you don't start swimming, you carry on gliding. It means you cannot glide break, but you can just continue gliding. And do you want to talk about glide breaking, like glide resets?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, when you glide for a while, you start to lose more height, which makes sense in a gameplay, as a gameplay aspect, but You can reset this by doing a very short drill drive and then canceling it into a glide, and that will reset your glide to your original speed, well, your original falling speed.
I'll just add, because the gliding, it exponentially lowers you further. Like, your downwards, like, velocity while you are gliding accelerates as you glide. For the first 60 frames or 1 second, you don't go much lower down at all than your current height, but then after then you start falling lower and lower, and you actually can preserve height by drill driving, which doesn't make much sense really, and then gliding again, because you reset those the frames, whatever you call them, the glide frames, I actually don't call them, back to 0, so that you don't fall very far for the next second, and it just works out like in your favour. It's better to do that, and so you will constantly see runners glide reset about every second if they're gliding over a long distance and they want to maintain height. Well, over any distance really, if they need to maintain height.
Pretty based, I may say so myself.
It's a really based mechanic for speedruns. Really based. Actually, back in the day, this technique of drill driving and then re-gliding wasn't discovered. We didn't think about that. Because, clearly, drill driving, that sounds bad. It took us a very long time to realise, oh no, this actually works in our favour. So what we used to do, and you can see this in a really old Dragoon Mission 3 world record by Sadistic Mystic, is they would glide, and they would enter freefall, and then they would press A again to activate their hover frames. So they'd start hovering for the entire second, or however much they had left, to really slow down their falling speed, and then they would start gliding again with the glide frames reset. And so they were able to do that, and they would just about make it into the chow area by going out of bounds.
That's interesting. I never knew that. Do you know when approximately actual glide resetting was discovered?
I have no idea, but Sadistic Mystic has not run this game in a long time. A long time, so I don't know. That would be a Brian PSO question, not a Sadistic Mystic question. I remember, it was maybe when you weren't in the server, but I feel like this is like maybe not super recent, but a somewhat recent thing that we were just talking about in the server. Meanwhile, Tommy getting dented ceiling, do you want to talk about that?
So, dented ceiling. There are 2 pieces with the dented ceiling name, and one of them is quite easy to grab from just climbing up on the wall, doing a jump, and you can pretty much grab it as long as you're at a decent position. The other one is position perfect, which is the farther one. So you could either set the water levels, but this is the speedrun, so we're not going to do that. So if you want to grab it, you can either clip in from above and drill drive into it, or you can go to the exact perfect position and jump and grab it.
Yeah, and so the casual way to do this, for the one that both runners just got, is to set the water level to level height 1, and then go back to get it. And then for the other dented ceiling, you set it to 2, I believe. I think both work. I'm not 100% sure. Or there are clips that you can do that, in most instances, are the fastest, but in some cases you need to do the jump off the wall back up, and it sucks. We could really do with talking about the main mechanic of this level.
Water levels, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to do
Sure are there. So, water levels. There
It's an aquatic mine. Yes, there's 3 switches in the level. There's 2 right behind spawn with the numbers 1 and 2, and then there's one in the attic with the number 3. You may have not found the one that says 3 as a child, but they each change the water level. So, Tommy, considering it. Okay, no, we just went the wrong way. I guess he thought he had switch 1.5. So you can see, like, on Tommy's screen right now, there's no water here. It's right at the bottom. There's just, like, a puddle at the bottom that doesn't do anything. But in Deku's screen, you just saw there was all the water there, and now he's going to hit switch 3. Well, he is in a sec. Come on, Deku. And now the water's gone. So yeah, that switch just lowers the water level, and because a lot of your actions are restricted in water, you can't run. Well, you can if you do underwater gliding, but whatever. There's with some glitches you can bypass these, but you can't run, you can't punch, you can't spiral, like spiral upper. And so, in a lot of cases, there's pieces that you with pieces you need a specific water height or just one of a couple specific water heights. And so, casually, if you don't quite understand that, maybe you're a child. That sucks. I know I was one of those. Yeah.
There's another oddity that I believe that Tommy did this earlier. He had a higher water level active than level 3, and he went into the brick room at the bottom of the stage, and there was no water in it. Do you know what exactly that's about, Drum? I know what happened. I just want to know why.
You know, I'm not 100%. What is Deku doing? Oh, he's getting past to the abyss. So you can come out of bounds to get this, because every wall in this game is one-sided. Like, very few exceptions. If any. So yeah, for that piece, that's one that you want. Like, you can't have level 3 for, and the only way to get it, other than that, is to clip out. And so yeah, you pretty much always see people hit switch 3 right away. There are very few circumstances where you don't just go straight ahead and hit switch 3. And it's quite risky to do that. For example, if you have a piece 1 that's really close to you, or like you see some pieces, like you see 2 pieces that you know of, and you're yet to hit the switch, then you might think, okay, I don't need this. I'm gonna gamble, I'm just gonna hit switch 2 behind me. Or, really, really gambling, I'm just not going to do anything, because there are some sets, some very specific sets that you can do without changing any water level. But yeah, as Drywall mentioned, when you don't have the water level height at 3, then you can go to the brick room and there just won't be any water there. And I'm not going to lie, I think it's because the body of water is like just all lifted up and moved down by the switches, and so there's just no water there because it's all above you. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. I'm pretty sure water is infinite. So, I don't know.
It's a very interesting oddity.
There's going to be an Envar out there that can tell me.
Please help, Anvar. Anvar, we need your help.
And we're coming up on the end of a quite line. Deku with about a 30-second disadvantage, you have to say.
Yeah, seems about that.
Something other than a minecart, that's a great piece for Tommy. And now a ghost room, we're going to see Tommy clip, sign clip. Have we talked about sign clips?
I don't think so, actually, kinda late, but yeah.
Yeah, that's another really important piece of tech in this level, sign clips. So as well as being able to wall run using the signs, you can just like jump and glide into the side of it and it'll push you out of bounds. There's like a cool diagram you can show. It's like you push against it and it corrects it because like you're next to a wall and an object, but if you keep trying to go against it, it will end up just pushing you out of bounds. You'll have surely seen this concept in other games.
Yeah,
if you are a speedrun enjoyer.
It is a really helpful mechanic with, like, especially the clip into Ghost Room. That one is seen very, very often.
Yeah, it's really struggled with by like new players, the sign clips, but they're not super important. Like if you want to just not do them, like in runs because you're not confident, then you can tell it just not do that. It doesn't lose that much time to climb up and then go down, but they're really not that hard when you get them down. And so for stuff like Ghost Room and going to the Brick Room and going to Path to the Abyss and going to Dented Ceiling, they're incredibly useful. and they also allow you to do the fastest level in the entire game. You can do a Point Line Mission 3 in like 6 seconds by doing a sign clip, but that's not actually the fastest way anymore. Did you see before the run? Before the run, Tommy was doing some funny wall runs in this level and trying to clip out actually by running right to the top corner. And you can do that. You can drill drive through there, like through the top corner, and just clip out of bounds and go straight to the chow area in like 5 seconds. It's crazy. That is the shortest single segment IL you can do in this game. And Tommy is now going to make his way to Death Chamber, which is the coolest level we'll be seeing in this run.
And I believe he exited at 45:12 on the timer, so I'll note that down and see how far behind Deku is once he gets there.
Sure. Okay, so I'm actually pretty qualified to talk about Death Chamber. I have the Death Chamber X24 record right now. Smile. So there's a lot of areas to this level. It's actually kind of a maze, is the point of it. So there's this area in the middle right here called the core. What is Tommy doing? That's not embarrassing place, my dude. He just got confused. He's Death Stranding? Tommy!
Smile! Any tilted pictures in chat?
Any tilted drum bashes in chat?
Absolutely. Okay, so they are about, I believe, 47 seconds apart.
Okay, Tommy with a 41, but that counts to death, which is about 4 seconds, and also counts the time it took him to die, which was probably another 3 or 4 seconds. It's like a 50, we'll call it. Which is solid. If you get like a 50 average, then you're going to get a really, really good time across the 20. Deku with an oddity there. He got a Piece 1 that he needed to dig for. This is the only stage you'll ever see that. No Piece 1s in the entire game have the dig flag, but in Death Chamber, the devs put some of them in walls anyway. So if you're like out of bounds, you can go ahead and just grab it. If there was a possible way to do that, there isn't at the moment. For the 2
Tommy
pieces
beat Death Stranding.
Yeah, but yeah, so you kind of see that you've grabbed a piece of weird time, like not the usual time you grab the dig pieces, because yeah, it's just not a dig piece. And so yeah, do you want to talk about Death Strats?
So Death Strats. This is possibly my favorite thing in like the entire game. So if you go to, you get a Piece 1 which isn't in red, just about anywhere which is like decently far from the red room, there is a chance that you will get a respawn piece which is in the red room, and you always start in the red room after you die or restart. So if you get a piece in, say, blue room, you go there, you get the piece, and you kill the character. You just throw Knuckles into the flame. And there's like about, for some pieces there's up to a 60% chance that you will get a piece in red room. Oh, it's 45, my bad. 45% chance that you will get a respawn piece in red room right when you come back to life. And so you can just keep exploiting that and keep dying over and over again until you get a piece. And this saves a lot of time IGT, but of course, this is timed in 2.5, which actually counts deaths, so that it's not as beneficial here as it would be in Lotus or, well, in Variant 1 or IG2.
There's some incredible plays by both runners here. So this stage is crazy. This isn't like as incredibly action-packed as... God, Deku just cannot spiral right now. Okay, he's out. Okay, this isn't as action-packed as like Wild Canyon and Aquatic Mine, but there's just so incredibly much. This is the hunting stage with the highest skill ceiling when it comes to actual technical things like tricks and skips. It's so hard to get really good at. And there's so much that we could talk about. There's so many clips in this stage. There's so many unique clips because it is just a maze. You've got that central area, which is the core, and then you've got 3 rooms: blue, red, and green. And you can run from blue to red. You can run from red to green, and then you can run from all 3 rooms to the core. And Yeah, there's so much you can do. You're seeing a lot of out-of-bounds action in this. Not only right this second, but there's many clips you can do to go between. I guess we'll just say them as they come. Wow, Deku getting 2 containers, that's a rare piece.
No way, 2 containers! Yo, I wonder if we'll see any heart. Doubt it, but it would be pretty cool.
And Deku's final piece, 2 scorpions facing away from each other. With a 38 on the clock, with Death Chamber, Tommy also getting that piece, you really can't take the result screen, like, you know, book by its cover. There is almost certainly a death in there to, like, obscure it. As you get, like, if you look at a PB on, like, on the Death Chamber X20 board, there won't be as many, because, like, it's somewhat a sign of bad luck. So if you get a bunch of no death runs in a row, then that's generally a good thing, but they aren't super, like, common. Okay, so Ghost protects the goddess for Deku here. That's actually really bad. This is one of the worst piece 2s he could have got. Let's see what he chooses to do. He's choosing to booty clip. He's running all the way back, and so he's taking the piece and he's booty clipping. So that, you saw an object in front of Deku then that was like a little golden statue thing. That's just a chest, and there's a piece inside of it, a piece 2 called Beauty and the Beast. And so you can use it to clip out. If you stand behind it and jump, then it's pushed you out of bounds. Congratulations, you can now go anywhere on the stage. Which is really useful. We didn't used to have this. This is incredibly useful. And so yeah, because of the Beauty name, we call it Beauty. Shout out to Darkpro for finding almost everything on the stage. Maybe. For pioneering a million things in the stage.
Yeah, boot clip is actually very easy, so as long as you're on PC, you could try it out even if you're not a runner.
Yeah, you can't... I can't commentate a Death Chamber X20 without talking about Darkpro. Darkpro really pushed this level back in the day when everyone had no idea how to hunt. Because the general skill of hunters back in the day was ridiculously poor compared to modern standards. And in Death Chamber, that was more prevalent than anywhere else. Just the entire concept of death traps in Death Chamber was brought to you by Darkpro. And it's, you know, now that we do it, it's just so simple, it's just clearly the thing to do, but we weren't doing that before, like, 2016 or something, because of Darkpro.
Deku just got a 27 deathless. That's pretty awesome.
That's insane. Before this, we saw Deku get a 103. The stage can be really volatile, but those incredible sets, like sub-30s, those are super duper rare. So it's not that bad. Okay, so Deku is booty clipping again, this time to blue. So he is now in the blue room, you can see everything is blue here. He's just joining blue room through the water. There is that middle area of blue, it's quite small, but it's long, it's infinite. Infinitely long, that is water. And there is another clip you can do called Corner Light Clip, where you end up going to blue, but you're super duper low, but the water is infinite, so you can just resurface through it and end up at the top of blue. Deku trying a clip, he's getting it, that's red box clip, left side to go to green. So if you do left side, you can go to green. If you do right side, you can go to blue, because that's the direction that those are. Red box clip is one of the hardest strategies in all of Knuckles. Well, for Knuckles, it surely is the hardest. There is one for Rouge that's comparably hard.
With those sets, Deku is ahead of Tommy now.
Wow, amazing. Deku with a horrible piece, junk storage, that's a far away in green, which is generally bad. You generally don't want piece 1 in green, but that's really far away in green. You definitely want to cut your losses there and just reset. The reset takes about 2 seconds, and then deciding to reset takes about 3 seconds. So it's a 5-second loss, but for those really far away green pieces, and in my opinion, any green piece, it's worth it to reset. Well, actually, let's green. So every green, red, blue, and green has the blue and the hallway. And the hallway, when we talk about it, that's the hallway towards core. The green hallway pieces, I would say, are fine to collect. The green room pieces, I would say, are not fine to collect. They're too far away, cut your losses, reset the stage. Deku getting Eggman's eye level. I'm talking a lot about Deku. which is in the core. This is a piece 3 as well. Getting the core is always good. Core, it's literally the middle of the stage. You want to be here. I tell people this all the time. Don't death strike if you're in core. That's why I was mad at Tommy first time around. When he death strided core and to end up back in Red Room. You're in core. What more do you want, my guy? You can get to anywhere from core.
Hey, he might do it again.
He might. He's going to do it. He's in a much better position to do it this time. He went to the piece with 0 rings, and so he didn't need to lose rings to the ghost to then die to the fire. He could just die to the ghost. And so now he's death drying, and so you don't have a very good % chance of getting a piece upon respawn with core, which is a second reason as to why it's a bad idea. The first time he did it, he got it first try. The second time he did it, he got it second try. He can count himself lucky. You not knowing what he's doing, he's really struggling. It's treasure chest.
No offense, Drum, but your mic is really struggling right now.
Oh no. What about now?
You'll have to say a little more than that, please.
Oh, maybe I was just talking too much at once. I was really talking a lot. I'll leave some to you now.
Okay, unfortunate, but you do be having a little bit of echo. Maybe Drum's mic sounds fine. Give me a sec,
Okay.
I'll leave call and be right back.
This is winning. I'm now doing it by myself. Thank you for the feedback, games.
Okay, his mic is fine, I'll just deal with it then.
Cool. Tommy doing some more death strats. I really would not recommend doing so many death strats. But he seems to be just going for it. Okay, so Tommy getting floating between the frames. This is green. He's opting to not do a box clip. He could have done that, but it's difficult. Especially, I think, green side is more difficult than blue side. So he's going to go straight to it. We're going to see a cool piece of tech. He's going to punch and then immediately spiral. He did it. Punch into immediate spiral. It's a really cool tech, actually. So a spiral requires you spinning. Sorry? Wait, oh, I'm doing myself.
Sorry, hopefully
I'll
it's
talk a bit
better
quieter.
now.
I'll talk a bit quieter. So yeah, spiraling requires you to literally spin your joystick for it to happen. I think I was just getting overexcited. So yeah, it requires you to spin your joystick for it to happen. While you're punching, your control is locked. You cannot change the direction you're running. And so you can, 2 and 2 together here, punch, spin, you will continue running forward, and then you'll have a spiral offered. And so if you need to spiral, and you don't need to adjust your position, then you can just punch, which does lose a little bit of speed compared to maximum running speed, but overall it's fine compared to literally stopping dead in your tracks and then figuring out a spiral. And then you pull that off, you pull out the spiral in that short amount of time, and then you press B to spiral, and it's what Tommy did for floating between the frames.
Okay.
Dude, Death Swim is so cool. Deku having trouble getting flying fish swimming in the sand. But he got it in the end. You can get that piece really quickly. Tommy getting a second piece for digging in the area in front of the Scorpion. I'm not sure what that's about.
I feel like it was probably accidental. He was probably just trying to punch Excel, but he did it too close. Maybe.
Oh, wait, what? Punch himself?
I don't think so. So, if you land from a glide, or if you just land with speed in general, it doesn't have to be too much speed. You just have to build up a decent amount of speed. It could be from just walking. It could be, but the optimal way to do a punch excel is from a short glide into just punching on the ground. If you punch on the ground with a small amount of speed, you will gain so much. You pretty much go right up to near maximum running speed in about like a second, and it's pretty cool.
Dude, Deku's doing something incredibly smart there. So he, I'm not actually quite sure what all of his pieces were, but he was in core after collecting his piece 1. And then he got a piece 2 that was in red room. So he ran back through the hallway, and he made sure to only punch through one side of the stacked boxes. He only punched through the side towards blue room. And so then when he got his next piece, it was in green. So he was able to use the side that was remaining to box clip into green room, which is genius.
Let's go.
Also, Deku is incredibly talented at these box clips. I cannot do green box clip. I have to have a really weird setup where I stand on top of the hourglass and it's really slow. And I'm the one with the record.
Let's go. New world record holder, Deku.
He almost was. He almost beat the time. There are 4 runners, all with a high 21 RTA. It's me, Tommy, Deku, and
Gaming squad.
It's true. By the way, these are both on Death Chamber 12 now. They're really close. Tommy getting a piece that you normally need to break the rocket for. Psych, you can just spiral and collect it.
Thank you, Lord, for gaming clips. It's not
Tommy
even
going
a
to
clip.
the same place. Sorry.
Go
Yeah.
on.
I was just gonna do a play-by-play. Yeah.
Spiral Upper hitbox is very, very large for some. Not as large as it was on Dreamcast. In Dreamcast, you could do spirals uppers and clip into like almost anything you wanted. But
Yeah.
not like clip in as in like actually going inside it, but the hitbox would clip in. And you could, I believe at this. Yeah, I believe in Wild Canyon, you could do a spiral upper right at the start and grab all 8 rings right at the start.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's so silly.
You can also clip into safes in Security Hall with that as well.
Yeah, it's a completely broken function on Dreamcast because you can open locked safes, like straight up just open them, not even clip, open them, every single one.
Surely. Well, unfortunately they did
Tommy!
realize. Sad.
Do you want to say what's happened?
What
So he
happened?
went to the wrong piece. So when you spawn into Red Room, God, what's he doing? There's if it does pink, there's a total of 9 pieces in it. And there's a handful of those 4, actually 5, that you can tell which it is by reading, by just looking at the radar, and telling which one it is. And Tommy was misreading it and managed to break the box that houses beauty piece, which you don't actually want to do, even though it means it is slower to collect piece, just so it gives you the opportunity to then perform beauty clip at a later point.
I believe that he was trying to pull off a clip he did earlier in this run, where he goes behind Beauty and the Beast and just does a spiral upper and clips into the top area to get to the piece he was trying to get to, and failed it, but I don't know if he actually was trying to do that.
One thing we saw from Deku a little bit ago, not sure if you saw it, is another monitor clip. He used the one that was in green room. Typically, if you have a piece 2 in green room like he did, he had 4 leaves, you're not in a very good position, really, to get your piece 3. Now, if you get lucky and your piece 3 isn't core, then that's good, but if it's anywhere else, then it's a trek to get there. And so what Deku did was read the hint, just to see if it wasn't core, and then immediately geared up to monitor clip out of bounds, where he then would have gone to the core if it wasn't core, because he would have needed to hit an hourglass to open the door if he wanted to do it in bounds, or death strap by just drill driving down to the ground, out of bounds where there would have been a kill play. And that's what he did do. It was a smart play.
He really is very good at box clips, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Please be aware that Deku is cracked at box clips. So Deku is the best Sonic Heroes player. No, there is no second place. Well, there is no competition, that's what I like to say. He is number 1, and he's also incredible at Sonic Colors. He's just an incredible gamer at what he puts his mind to, and he has put his mind to Knuckles.
What a Chad. Do you mind if I go to the bathroom for a sec?
Yeah, sure.
Gaming.
Okay, tell me where the core piece 2 you'd love to see it. What's this third piece going to be? Anyone with a red nose. What's he do? Okay, he's started going to blue. This piece is in green secret groups. Oh wow, that was a really fast green door clip. That takes me a little bit to settle. That was really fast, and you can go straight to the secret from there. That was really good from Tommy. So yeah, the secret rooms. One in red, one in blue, one in green, and in their actual position on the map, they're off to this, like away from the rest of the level. And you can booty clip to them. They're low enough that you can booty clip to them, and you have seen that. But their actual positions, you get to them via paintings. There's one in the middle of the red-blue hallway to get to the red one. There's one to the side of blue one to get to the blue one, and there's one in the middle of red-green hallway to get to the green one. I've got it on some water, so prepare to not hear anything for a little bit. Okay, Tommy's back.
Yes!
So he's got a 3-piece 3. Damn, I missed it. Deku with a great time based on the result screen. Not many death chambers left. We'll follow Deku. Fire Dance, there is a chance of getting Heart for this. There is the rarest piece in the level. It is called Heart. It is in core. It can only spawn from this piece. It can spawn from another piece under particular circumstances, but we don't see them try this set. So this is in core, but it's not Heart. Fire Dance is a very peculiar piece. It's a very strange place. What is it? Oh wait, I misread. That's in blue. That's really good. Okay, not a bad set for Deku. Fire Dance is just in a really weird place. It's like, because the red-blue hallway, you also have to take paintings to get there, and so it's not actually directly between red and blue, it's off to the side a bit further away from the core, and then Fire Dance is directly in the middle of that. So you do get to have access to some core piece 2s that you don't normally get from everywhere else because of just where it is in the stage. Deku getting angry guys, so that's one thing about this level. There really are not many ambiguous pieces. There is EO1, there is Above the Small Flame, and there is Golden Goddess. There's 2 of each, and they're both piece 1s. And that's it. That is it. On some other languages, Angry Guy, which Deku just got, and Angry Man are the same. That is not the case in English. Deku getting 2 containers again, and not under the red light. This is great. Watch out for this. This piece is out of bounds. So he's going to try and get this. It's under the weight. Well done, he's got it. There's many pieces in the stage where you'd think they would have the dig flag, but they don't. Just like the 2-piece ones I mentioned earlier.
Yes!
There's actually a bunch of piece 2s and piece 3s as well in Death Chamber. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they're just... I don't know. And so yeah, it's typically one's under weight, but that's not a hard and fast rule. It's really weird. Deku getting a great piece 1 here. He's dodging rings. That trail of rings, it's tough to dodge it, but you can do it. And so that's really good for death strats. It means that you don't have to waste time getting hit. If you then want to death strat, you can just go straight into a hazard to then die. Oh wow, Deku getting so close to dying before he wanted to. We're almost done with Death Chamber.
We
So it's almost
got
time
any
to
drywall
go.
set?
No.
Set.
It's so sad that Death Chamber's almost over.
Speak for yourself.
So we'll talk about Books on Patrol. So Deku, he's death stranding right now for pieces. And it's not just piece 2s he's looking for, he's actually also looking for a piece 3 called Books on Patrol. As you can see, there are about 5 frames in the middle right of your screen. Like in the very right, you can see like just it move away because it's a moving piece. You can see it for about 5 frames. And so typically you won't catch like the start of the radar picking if you're looking for it. So as I said earlier, there's 5 unique things out of all the 9 red piece 2s, you're not actually going to see if you're paying attention to Books on Patrol. And I don't think we've seen a single Bugs on Patrol this whole run, which sucks.
Very sad for the Bugs on
Yes,
Patrol
come
fan
together.
base.
Deku just got one left. You can see he is in the lead by, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. There's a sword. He's not taking it. This is in Green Hallway. I like this piece. I would take it in an expert. He's getting Scorpion Tattoo. This isn't cool.
I just want to say for the Death Chamber fans out there, if you ever get roasted keys and your first piece is Bugs food, check for Chow Hunted by Scorpion and tell him Drywall sent you.
Yep. And then if it's not there, it's floating between the flames. Tell him jump in.
Yep. Gaming.
You're welcome, TommyeAsY. Okay, we're really almost done with this. This is Bugs Food, Piece 1, and Boosted Keys, Piece 2. Deku is out of Death Chamber. We're into the final stage, Meteor Hood. Now this stage is similar to Pumpkin Hill in that it's not very action-packed. It's quite a large stage, it's wide, there's a lot of gliding, but it's a very vertical stage. There's a lot of rockets actually we'll be taking, and then drill driving. And so, Drywall, do you want to talk about the whole dynamic of the stage from the bottom top?
Yeah, so there are essentially 3 sections of the stage, although it is just one stage. But there is the bottom. If you get a piece on the bottom, some people take some pieces on the bottom. I would not take this. This encompasses like the bottom ring around the stage, where there are different colored grounds. And then middle is the section of the floating platforms, like those big floating platforms as well as those containers there. And then top is, well, it's the top of the stage, it's at the arc. There is one piece at the top you never want to see. It's a piece 2, floating stone above a moon. This is just a terrible piece. You have to climb for like 10 seconds to get to it. And also, thanks to the layout of the stage, you usually, well, maybe about 50% of the time, you get like one piece from each section of the stage. So like mid, bottom, top. You don't like mid, bottom, top. You don't like mid, bottom, top.
Yep.
Mid, bottom, bottom. You like mid, bottom, bottom, but you don't like mid, bottom, top. Don't take top pieces, Cryptic. Piece 1's even. So, any gamers in chat? Looking at the fellas in Meteor Herd, not gonna lie. Looks like Tommy has caught up a little in Meteor Herd so far. Still about 10 or so seconds apart, but they are not that far away. It looks like Tommy has been getting better sets than Deku. So, in a case where I believe there's a case where you may take a top piece if you decide to gamble on Dangerous Liquid. This piece is ambiguous. It can be in the middle, it can be in the top. So, you do not want to get it at the top in most cases. But if you decide to take it for piece 1, that's what you might get. And so, then that could set you up for top, bottom, top, which is possibly one of the worst sets in the game, as you have to go all the way up top, then to the bottom, and then you have to go back up top once again, taking all the rockets twice. So you don't want to do that. What's up, Drum?
They're still pretty even. That's crazy. This whole race, they've been even. Okay, Deku was about 10 seconds behind. RTA, they're the same. So Deku's 10 seconds ahead.
Yes!
Who do we think's running the race, chat?
I think Mikey's got this. Doing a little slope jump off that little platform thing there.
Deku forget to put it in a big container. I remember my first time getting this, I thought, no way, it must be inside the container. I didn't even consider that it could have been on top.
Must go drum. Oh,
Wow,
two
two
middle
mid pieces.
この辺りは見つけたぜ。
Wow, that's a good time. Because yeah, what's like an average time for this?
I don't even know an average time for this because of how fluctuating it is. I'd say it's probably around like 35 to 40-ish.
Yeah, if I'm trying to be like bold, I'll say it's a 45. But if I'm in a hero story run, I'm budgeting 50.
Yeah. I feel like bad sets are just so common when you're coming to this stage in hero runs.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, what has been pioneered in the stage lately, thanks to Storm and Cryptic, is a lot of 3-piece checks, because what used to be the case in Media Hood was it was just a very flowchart, like very flowchart. You know, you read your hints, like you did a punch out XL, you read your hint, if it's base you go to it, else you just go to the rocket. You check for,
見つけたぜ。
let me think what's it called, wandering between the second and third levels, and then you check for the floating items through tanks, and then you just go to your piece.
よし、 完璧だぜ。
There's only a few hints in the stage, so you go back to where the rocket drops you off to read the hint, and then maybe you go down, maybe you go up, and then if you're up you go down, and then if you're down you go up. It's just an incredibly flowchart. But what Cryptic has started off doing is looking for 3 pieces in the mid area after getting a mid or top piece 1, but then a bottom piece 2. And they are, I mean, they're not everyone's cup of tea. Look for as many as, well, let's go through them. Cage in a container, moving around altitude storage area,
見つけたぜ。
floating around the moon, circle the rotating beacon, between rotating beacons,
よ
and
し、
then the
完
3
璧
jump
だ
from the
ぜ。
stars. And those, I think the first 4 of those you can consider the base checks that some people do nowadays. But then those extra ones, but the one in the ground and then the 3 jump from the stars, those are the extended cryptic checks.
この辺りは
Not for everyone.
Cryptic.
Yeah. I'm not sure what we're gonna see. Like, not sure we've seen many opportunities for cryptic checks to know if the runners are going for them. Okay, do you want to talk about what Deck is doing right now? Like, just, reading the hint for this.
Okay, so this is the awesome piece. It's the drilling tower pieces. There are 2 pieces. There are 2 places for this piece to be, and you may think, oh, it's an ambiguous piece. Nope. There's a typo in this piece. So if I Drum, you're gonna have to help me here. I don't know how to compare them without saying the thing with the piss.
この辺りか。見つけた
Okay,
ぜ。
so yeah, so they read the same, but one of them has a space at the end, and because every hint is centered, that means
よし、完璧だぜ。
it's slightly off to the left. One of them is slightly off to the left,
どうな
and so if you pause it and line the T in tower up with the right side of the pause menu, you can identify whether it's the one on grey ground or the one on yellow ground. This is only possible in English. Thank you, English.
この
Based
辺りは
English.
立つ。
So true.
Okay, we're running out of time, so it's time for the Return of Drum Science corner. I'm going to talk about
この辺り
the piece of generation algorithm. So, as I said, there's about 100 pieces in the stage. There are 32 piece 1s, 32 piece 2s, 32 piece 3s, and then there are any number of enemies. And the enemies can be either a piece 1 or a piece 2. And so it picks one of the piece 1s at random. So that's the 32 piece 1s plus the, 5 enemies perhaps. There'll be a very ranging amount of enemies. There's only 2 in Pumpkin Hill, but there's a ridiculous amount. There's 14 in Security Hall. And actually also in these pieces, some can be broken. Like some can be like set in the code like this piece doesn't work, don't ever choose it.
どうな
And so maybe it's not always Like for every stage, maybe it's not always 32. There's 32 slots, but perhaps only 31 or 30 will be possible. But anyway, so that equals about 40 piece ones that you'll have available to you. And it chooses one at random, completely random, so 2.5% chance each. And so then, for the pool of piece 2s, there's also about 40 piece 2s. The game considers how far each piece is from that piece 1. And it eliminates the half of piece 2s that are closest to the piece 1. So you only get piece 2s that are far from the piece 1, no exceptions. In stages like Wild Canyon, it can still be relatively close because it's just a small stage, but that's what's going on. And then the piece 3, it's a bit more complicated. It considers the line between the piece 1 and piece 2, and so there aren't ends to this line between the 1 and 2. It's an infinite line. And so then with this infinite line, like an infinite cylinder, it considers for all 30 odd piece 3s how far that piece is away from any point on that cylinder. So the nearest point on that cylinder to the piece 3, how far away is it from the cylinder? And then it eliminates the furthest away 15 or so. And so that's how it gets to choose the potential pool of piece 3s. And so you will never get 3 pieces that are all in a line, but that's kind of what the basis of the cryptic checks are. You get one piece in the middle, right in the middle, you got one piece at the base, and then you think, okay, I have a bunch of pieces here also in the middle with me, but that are over to the side. These are all possible. There's like a 1 in 15 chance or whatever that it is any one of these. And there's 7 of them here, so I'm going to go check all of them. Anyway, thank you for the TED Talk.
No problem. Any cylinder fans in chat?
Shapers of all time.
Yes! 完璧だぜ!
It's really cool. Thank you, Onbot, and whoever has explained this to me over the years.
Drum truly has the intellect.
So what was that set in Wild Canyon?
Which one? There were like 40.
Yeah, I was going to connect back to it. It was, perhaps it was something like, the piece 1 was on the head, and the piece 3 was over the tilted pillar, and they were really close. He got both pieces within like 2 or 3 seconds. And you just gotta think, yeah, that does actually make sense, because they're both about on the same height, but they're quite far away when you consider that they're on the same height. So the piece 2 is over by the base, at least I assume it was. And then just imagine a cylinder, literally draw a cylinder in your head between the piece 1 and then just some piece in the base. That engulfs then pretty much all of the sandy path area and all of the base. It engulfs all of that, and then about half of the pieces are there. Get rid of those, and you're actually still left with over the tilted pillar. And then it just happened to be that was chosen for that set. And we're now in about the last 9 minutes of the race.
Does anybody... I'm curious. Does anybody know what the 2.5 record is?
No.
Understandable. I assume it hasn't been retimed yet.
Only a few runs have been retimed by Katie, and it's none of the top ones. So here we look at Deku, going from the top to the bottom, which is not bad. If you get a mid piece 1, then you are crossing your fingers for a top piece 2, because then, like, you're at the top, you can go anywhere, and it doesn't take much time. Just draw driving is fast. And so we got a 36, even though we have to go all the way to the bottom.
Yes! 完璧だぜ!
This race is actually incredibly close, to be honest. It's
Yeah,
for
we should...
like 100 RNG stages.
Yeah, I don't really have any more technical things to mention, and then there's not much going on in Meaty Hood, so I guess it's just play-by-play talking about how close they are. Yo, Ferxel, do you think we could sync these up? Like, pause Tommy for like 13 seconds? Let's see if we can get our wish. Yo!
Yes,
oh!
kinda.
Not many seconds left.
game.
Okay, cool. Oh, Tommy getting a base piece, so he is slightly behind, but he's got a base piece. He was at the bottom, so it was risky what he could have got, but he's good. So he's going to punch this straight into here and get it. He was actually really far away from it considering he was at the base, but he made it. And Deku with a great piece one. This is right where you land from the rocket. We could not have asked for a closer race.
Big game.
And just like the Deku getting a top piece, you really can't ask for much more without doing the crazy cryptic checks. Wow, what a crazy set.
Come on, Deku. That's a set.
But as Tommy gets mid piece straight into a bottom piece, he's going to be hoping that there's a base piece 3.
It is! Gaming!
Six sets left.
Almost free from meteor hurt.
Almost free from Centurion. This has been really...
Oh,
no!
Deku! No, Deku, that's gonna put him so much closer to Tommy.
They're so close. That is risky. Not collecting a ring at the start is risky. There's slim to no reasons to ever death shrine in this level, so you always want to collect a ring at the start. And I know Deku really tries to take an optimal line, so he doesn't have to go very close to it with the hint, but I suppose that just takes him away from the rings, and so he's paid for it. Because this stage is pretty funny. There's the occasional artificial chaos that can kill you, and then there's also literal meteors that can come and kill you.
I feel like... Are the meteors like programmed to come and hit you or something? Because I feel like a lot of them land on you, especially if you're standing still.
Yeah, they are. They specifically are. It's actually worse in Dreamcast, I'm almost certain. There's more meteors.
Awesome.
They toned it down for us and we still get hit. If you're trying to dig through a piece and it's like got kind of a small hitbox or something, and you failed to dig twice for it, you're now on edge. You're going to get hit by a meteor. If you have no rings, you better get a third try.
Oh, a
Switching
switching
cage.
cage.
Pretty bad piece. There's a 0% chance that any of these runners don't know any given piece in this game, but generally Centurions are used for learning. Like new runners will do it and they'll be like, oh, I've never seen this piece before, and then they'll say that like 50 more times. Wow, they're so close. Oh no, this is incredibly close. Gamers, who's winning? Tell me who's winning.
Tell me right now.
1.5 seconds in the lead for Deku. Tommy going for a base piece 1, he takes it. So it's actually somewhat controversial in the community, like what base piece 1s do you take? Because there's people that say don't take any, there's people that say take all of them, there's people that say, oh take this, but not this. I think... Oh, no! Tommy wandering to be the second or third level?
No way, it's over! It's over.
And a rare piece 2! This is Oxu Storytelling piece 2. There's 4 of these piece 1s, but only 1 piece 2. What an incredible set. Yeah. And Deku also getting... Okay, no. Sorry, I just got confused. Losing quite a lot of time on that set.
It's over.
So Tommy taking Dangerous Liquid, that's not 100% advised, because it is a 50-50. He's got lucky. There is one in the mid and one in the top. You don't want to take top piece 1s. There's only 3 of them, but one of them shares its name. He's got it right now. He's got double Dangerous Liquid.
Let's go.
With a mid piece 1. And so if you're feeling lucky, you can take it. He did. He took it. He got it. And now he's got a top piece, piece 2. So this started off being like a questionable set, but it's turned out good. Wow, Tommy running away with it right at the end. 2 really good sets. We've not seen any floating stones, have we?
Floating around the moon, Todd.
Deku, brilliant set.
見つけたぜ
That Meteor Herd 17 for Tommy was really coming out strong. Another dangerous liquid for Tommy. Is he going to get lucky again? This is a man known for getting lucky. He isn't going to get it this time. Now, there is a check he did then. There was a three-piece check he did. There's not many you can do in this stage. He looked at the tip of the top of the arc. But there was a chance you could get it from this piece. That was also a gravity drill drive he did. And he's not going back to get the hint. That's not a bad idea because there's just no... Lonely Moon!
Lonely Moon! Yo, Lonely Moon, what's up, bro?
We're seeing so many rare pieces in Tommy's screen at the moment. This is insane. I can't even remember what I was on about. Lonely Moon, that's crazy. I don't think... I think I've only had Lonely Moon once ever. And it's weird. It's Lonely Moons. You think it's kind of, you know, in the moon? It's in front of it. And this game on Dreamcast does not have exclamation marks. It's such bait. This game is horrible on Dreamcast, if you're a noob. Tommy, on his final set, he's going to win, probably. He's got a good piece one. Up at the floating tank.
Yo, what's up?
Not
Up
a-
at the float tank.
You pretty much need a base piece for this. I think if you get base, it's not super rare. But you do need a base piece. As in now, he can't use his regular hint for this. He's going to have to go down for the little one. Oh, he's won. Final piece for Tommy. This is a victory lap. Congratulations, Tommy. He missed the dig. He got it. 127.36. GG, Tommy. And Deku with only one piece remaining. Unfortunately, it's a mid piece, so he's got to climb up a little bit. But he's literally going to be within 20 seconds in a 1 hour 40 minute category. This is insane. What a race from both runners. These are the two best, well, two of the best. Right now on the leaderboard, they'll tell you the two best. And he's within 22 seconds of each other. This has been so epic. And we probably even have time for
Gamer interview?
run interviews.
GG Deku. GG Deku, Tommy. Big gaming. I shall add them and see if they want an interview.
This was incredible. This was such a cool showcase. 135.45 RTA for Tommy. That's insane. That would put him, I believe, third place on the boards, if not like fourth.
Big gaming.
We could hardly have asked for a better showcase. This has been an amazing exhibition.
This was crazy. It was so close for most of it. And even at the end, it was only 22 seconds apart.
Yeah, this was kind of like 14 of those seconds were just Meteor Herd 17. And it was such a trip, Tommy getting all those crazy pieces right at the end. Dude, imagine what a hunting tournament's gonna be like. We're just gonna die.
Okay, the runners have opted for interviews. Time to drag them in.
Tommy and Deku, congratulations. That was
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, that was actually incredibly close. You were never more than one split away from each other. Entering Meteor Herd 17, Deku was 1.5 seconds ahead.
1.5? Oh wow.
But then Tommy saved like 14 seconds on that split. It was Tommy, you got so many rare pieces just in those last few sets. You got Lonely Moon, you got Wandering Between...
You got Lonely
the third
Moon?
level.
Yeah, no wonder
Yeah.
why. I got 3 dangerous liquids.
Yeah, and then you got Oxu Storage Area Piece 2. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow,
And a good
that
set,
piece is
too.
like super rare. It's like 2 sets, I think.
This was all in the
Yeah.
last few sets.
Wow. It must have been really cool race. I really wanted to watch it, but obviously I have to play.
Yeah,
Watch it
same.
back. It
Yeah, I
was
will
so
watch
cool.
it back, of course.
I had a prediction. I don't know why I didn't call it, but I had a feeling that Deku gonna lead on Wild Canyon and Death Chamber. I gonna lead on Aquatic Mine and Pumpkin Hill, and Meteor Heart is basically who's gonna get better pieces.
Yeah, you can't really do anything on Meteor Herd. That was kind of sad. On Pumpkin Hill, I had two good sets that were super good if I knew the confirmed sets. But it was like a creepy smile set.
Oh yeah,
And-
Tommy, you got IL set in Pumpkin Hill, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Pumpkin Hill 24.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah. I don't remember
Yeah.
who was ahead out of like all of the stages. Like I don't remember who was ahead out of Death Chamber.
Yeah, I feel like if I knew the confirmed sets in Pumpkin Hill and also did a lot of mistakes in Death Chamber, I could have actually won. Oh, that was super good race. Really enjoyed that.
This is
I think I also got like 4th best set on Aquatic Mine, 15.
Yo, let's go.
This chamber was mean.
I want to see my individual times. I'm gonna change the layout. Actually, wait, I don't need to. I can just edit splits. So my Wild Canyon was 1404. Not bad, I guess. Oh, but I can see 33 minus 14. That is 19. So that 19 Pumpkin Hill. Aquatic Mine was a 50 minus 33, so that was a 17. Mid 17 and Death Chamber 115 minus 50, so that was a 25. Yeah, pretty bad Death Chamber, I gotta say. And 136 minus 115, so 21 Meteor Herd.
So what was your overall RTA, Deku?
That was
136.19, I believe. or
yeah,
something.
136.19.
Okay, so 34 seconds behind Tommy. So maybe
Yeah,
like,
it seems my loads
slightly-
might be worse, maybe.
Yeah, you're only 22 seconds. Well, not too much, but it's okay. We did
I
end up
got
like
18.
resyncing Tommy right at the end. We paused him for like 13 seconds just at the end of Meteor Herd, just so we could see you both together.
Oh, I see. Apparently I got 18 Pumpkin Hill and 16 Aquatic Mine again.
I feel like I didn't get any insane sets this run. I just had like overall decent sets. Oh, except the one in Death Chamber. I got a 97 Death Chamber.
I died like probably
Yeah.
9 times in 2 splits with blue pieces twice.
You also got really lucky on core deaths.
It was alright lucky. It was more lucky than blue pieces somehow, but that's how it goes. Recently, I don't know why.
Deku, how are you so good at red box though? Both sides, it's ridiculous.
I failed it like 3 times. What do you mean?
That's bad. I don't think
Went
so.
through it like 30 times. Dude, it's actually so cool seeing like you running from core to red, and so you only punch the blue side boxes.
Yeah, that was so
You get-
lucky.
Yeah. No, oh, I thought you meant it.
No, I didn't
Tommy
mean
did
it.
that. I think I've seen Tommy do that and mean it.
No, I didn't mean it at all. I break both boxes in case I need to go back to core, and then I sometimes get stuck on the boxes. But I got lucky, I got Gorilla's Chase, and I left the boxes up.
Well, I called you a genius anyway.
Yeah.
You're never gonna miss box clip if you never go for it, though.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, definitely gonna like watching the race back.
Yeah.
How
So
many
you
roster
were
days did you get
commentating
there?
from, right? I knew
Yeah.
Stellar was supposed to be commentating.
Yeah, I didn't hear from Stella that it was a definite yes, and so I thought, oh, I really want to do this.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Echo, how many roasted keys did you get?
1.
How many free fans?
I got quite a few 3 fans. I think I got like 4, maybe
I got
more.
1 and 0.
Really?
roasted
How many
keys.
bucks did you get? I got 0 bucks. That was kind of sad.
I got 0 too, I think. I don't remember
Oh.
getting a single one.
Yeah, I was pretty even then. I got like 3 container brothers. That was kind of cool. Oh, maybe only 1 actually. I don't remember.
Oh, I got 3 brother containers in a funny way. I got the ball with small flame, which was in the red. I reset it and got 3 in the brother.
Oh, wow.
Whatever it is called.
Nice. But yeah, what's gonna be the next exhibition?
Next
Yeah,
exhibition match is Stellar versus Mikey doing restricted, and I would also like if Drum, you have the ability to add commentary, right? Because I'm by myself on that right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So,
Oh, that's gonna be cool. I suppose you're using IGT because Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope everyone liked the. I wanted to do like an innovative like Centurion, like maybe do some hintless stages, some glitchless, but I mean I like how it turned out, I guess. I wanted to like spice it up a little. But just vanilla Centurion is good enough, I guess.
we were discussing about using like Tormy mod for hunting, but there are like several reasons why it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll wrap up the interview. Do you have anything last to say?
I don't know. Do you, Tommy?
Not really. I want to sleep.
Okay, yeah. That's cool.
Thanks for gaming.
Yeah, thank you all for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having the race. Thank you.
Okay, this was so cool. I can't wait for more of this. Hunting tournament. Maybe we'll have another of these. This was so cool.
We should do it again.
Oh, I wouldn't mind doing it. Maybe you have Cryptic on it?
Yeah, Cryptic and me maybe.
Maybe you could also join Drum. We could have a 4-way race.
Yeah, we need a layout for that, but yeah.
Yeah, you would need a layout.
Alright. Thanks, gamers. We'll move on to the next race now. Thanks a bunch.
Alright. Good luck
Alright.
on the tournament and everything. See ya.
See ya.